Hello everyone, I'm Timwin, the sole developer of the game Kingdom's Edge at Galtouz Games, and some kind of French Galtouz just mean a pun, yes. In this series I'm going to cover the entire development process of a game. Kingdom's Edge is an adventure hack and slash multiplayer game. With two of your Steam friends, you can explore a very vertical world full of monsters, treasures, hidden roads, puzzles. You embody an explorer from the city of Kryzen. Explorers have various abilities with combos, weakness, and high-level character design. So, who am I? I'm a physics student making game for 4 years, not a big success, but I have lots of fun developing them, so it's the most important, I guess. I've then created Galtouz games with a friend, Ofi. At the beginning we were called Selenium Studio. Our logo was quite ugly, but then Minifrog made us an awesome one. You can see his work if I find some links below in the description. So last year I released an RPG alpha called Tumultuous Night, or Les Chevaliers Tumultueux in French. It has a combat system, quests, shops and a story. After 1 year I just abandoned the project, it was too much work. I've worked on it with Ofi. He made the first level design, and today he helps with the characters, monster design, and we record the French DevLog together. Then I had a few other projects, a space-based builder prototype, an endless car driver in a neon city on the background with synthwave music. I made a game jam, and then I decided to get myself really seriously into a commercial game. And then Kingdom's Edge was born. But above all, let me set the frame of the story. A while ago, the Queen asked a bunch of explorers to extend the kingdom border to find new resources. A group of 3 adventurers in search of story to tell took this journey. They arrived in front of what seems to be the edge of the kingdom. A rocky border plunging steeply into an infinite expanse of mist. They followed it several days until they saw a shape standing out. They've just encountered the Forgotten Ruins, vestiges of an ancient people and infested with unfriendly beings. At the cost of perilous battle, they achieved to get back some awesome piece of art, strange manuscript and other cool stuff that you can expect from a fallen world. It circulated rather quickly, and the curious did not take long to arrive. Kryzen was then built piece after piece, enriched by looting. These 3 original explorers were rewarded for their discoveries, and they were each assigned a piece of land in the outskirts of the city to exhibit the discoveries and build some strange research building. You have somehow inherited their statue. It's now your turn to explore this forgotten world and expand your domain with your discoveries. So, the aim of the game is to fight monsters through a hack and slash mechanism. Then you can find some secret path full of traps and puzzles. Your relics can then be exposed in your domain, aside from, for example, your research tower. Your teammate can then come and visit your domain and tell you how good decorator you are. For the art style, I opt for kind of low poly stylus one. It's much easier to model, and I can give some cool warm colors. I'm working on this project since April 2021 and made a post for the summer, but here we are so far. I've set up some basic stuff like building system, an actual part of the ruins, heroes, weapon, inventory, and multiplayer. I tried to write some piece of music to fit the game. I have no experience with music composition, I just let my inspiration express itself. My favorite one is Eternal Crystals, that give some Crystal Cave vibes. There is also the one that I might use for Kryzen. And if you're interested, there is a playlist with the other soundtrack in the description. I'm going to go deeper into the game content I've made so far. I'll talk about level design, my building systems, puzzles, monsters and heroes. So I hope that you appreciate that, and let's jump into it. So on April the 12th, I've posted this building prototype. It was featuring domains, but you could only build inside the chunk. Then I drew this cool logo in paint.net. The following days I've programmed a shader for the camera, as it was quite annoying to lose the view of the player. At this point I was asking myself about the game style. I made some outline, but finally I didn't put them. But you can see the models aren't mine and the lighting is quite, well, ugly. I made new grass, the beginning of a combat system where you could just spam the mouse. Then we've released our first French devlog covering the whole subject in detail. At this point we were very excited by the project. It was the time for the buildings menu and weapon switch to come. Quite happy with them, they are still in place today. And then came the first version of the Forgotten Realms. It was very far from what I have today, but the idea of verticality was already here. Made 2 other devlogs, tried disastrous UI for the inventory, started thinking about player abilities and tried a world-based weapon switch. Over a week I have tried to improve the art style. As you can see, it was looking kind of strange, but I still love the bushes and the more grass as much. Then Offie worked on this character. He's a bladed based hero, engaging a lot of close combat. There are 4 abilities and many combos, but you will discuss in detail in the following devlogs. A few days later I drew some cover for the soundtrack. I designed a brand new organization for the domain, wrote some lore on fandom. You can check it, but it's still in French for the moment. Then having my laptop again, I've then made a bunch of new trees, designed a font and started to create the actual world. While creating this new world, I've implemented some sign to interact with the player and teach him some lore mechanics. Then I did a training range with targets. I'm very happy with this area, it's quite relaxing to stay here. I fixed a lot of issue with multiplayer bugs, created a part of Cryzen using a medieval asset pack to preview it. At this point, I went to university, made another devlog and started Twitch dev livestream, which you can join via the link in the description. During 1 complete month I've tried to implement Offie's work, but it was a bit complicating at this time. To clear my mind, I was working on the actual visual side, trying to imitate ancient Babylonian walls with some kind of lapis lazuli looking bricks. It was a great occasion to learn the process of texturing. I had a lot of trouble with them at the beginning, understanding the brushes, UVs, etc. I knew all of this from far thanks to the shader graph of Unreal, but it was a good opportunity to see how you could optimize the textures. And here was the result almost 2 months ago. In the back you can see those clouds, they hide the bottom part of the biome. They are very useful to give some mystery atmosphere. As I said, it was almost finished with the first hero, needed some adjustments and he was good to go. After that, it was time to make the ruins. I was inspired by my previous iteration and added some Aztec vibes. I've blocked out a temple overhanging a valley of ruins. I then added the royal garden. Blocking out an area with simple shape is a good way to get a global view of your work. I highly recommend it. I've made it in 3 steps, but I'm really happy with the last iteration. I want to have a procedurally generated area at the back of the ruins. To enter it, it will be necessary to create a passage through the membrane, which separates the ruins from the unstable part of the world. To achieve this, it's necessary to orient mirror on a crystal which will concentrate the light of the sun to just open it. When a mirror is catching the sunlight, the whole area around is starting to be full of sun energy. I need to improve the shader, but here's the idea. Let's talk about the puzzle part. They will be quite simple for the principal storyline or the principal path. When you take the hidden one, the puzzles and content can be much harder. Since the game is up to 3 players, I need some puzzles which adapt to the number of players in the session. Here is a simple example. You need to stand on this pillar in order to open the door. When the player jumps from it, the pillar goes slowly up, but you still need to run to achieve crossing the stone door. If you are two in the session, the idea will be to put 2 pillars. I have to work a bit on this idea, it's just some prototyping for the moment, but it works quite well, I guess. Finally, I worked on the color of the garden to give it a much more desert looking style. So here's my project so far. I hope you really liked it. You can join me in the live streams to follow the development. We speak about game dev too, and we used to speak French, but everyone is welcome as well. That's all for the moment. Thanks for watching. Please like if you enjoyed my work and share it. I will come with another devlog next year, I guess, so consider subscribing not to miss it. We also have Twitch, Instagram, Twitter and a Discord, so see you soon. It was Sam Wayne from Galtouz Game. Bye!